Hello everybody, welcome back to another video on the Dark Arts Coffee YouTube channel. I'm one of your hosts, Brad.
I'm Jamie.
And today we've got Greg. Greg's from one of our wholesale customers, Lanark, down on Hackney Road.
How's it going?
We got Greg in, we're gonna have a little chat, see what he's been up to over the COVID, see what he's been up to in general. Yeah, roll intro.
Dark Arts, party time, excellent.
So, Greg, what is Lanark?
Yeah, Lanark's a very small coffee shop on Hackney Road. Yeah, I've been going for 6 years,
Yeah.
which has flown by, but seems like f***ing ages now that we're talking about it, you know?
6 years.
Yeah.
That's a really good run for
Yeah.
a coffee shop in
I
London.
think so. I was thinking about it the other day, like I remember Embassy East closed after being open for 5 years.
Yeah.
Which seemed mental at the time. And like I remember when, what's it called, Flat White was open for 5 years. You know, I was living in London then, I was like, oh, for ages. And then it's like, yeah.
And now Lanark, 6 years.
Yeah.
And obviously you've been selling Dark Arts not for the whole 6 years, but you were one of our first.
Yeah, since you were selling coffee, we've been stocking it.
Yeah.
Like I like to reminisce about like the first bags, the Papua New Guinea.
Oh, I know.
That like me and you both knew was ropey as
It was
everyone liked it.
See, this is the thing. That coffee, if you know about coffee,
Yeah.
it's not good.
Yeah, like
But-
like kind of like just tasted a bit old, a bit papery.
Yeah.
And then like in a latte, like to someone that doesn't really care about coffee,
loved it.
especially with sugar.
I still every now and then I used to get emails from people being like, "You used to do this Papua New Guinean coffee,"
Yeah.
and it was like, Jesus, I didn't even, there was only a handful of places that ordered from us at that point.
I mean, 6 years ago, 2014, London was a pretty different place.
Yeah.
There was lots of like tiny, cool coffee shops done on a budget. Like the area I'm in Hackney Road was pretty much deserted. The shops were cheap, like no one really wanted them, and like landlords were just happy to have you in. It seemed like there was a real like time of these super tiny, like kind of coffee-led shops.
And pretty much all of them failed. Or
I
closed.
don't know how many of them like failed for any like reason other than it's kind of boring to like work in a quiet shop. So
Yeah,
like,
and
after
you
a
do
couple
have
of
to
years
be-
you pack in. I just like it, you know, like a sort of.
Do you think that it is one of those things where you kind of have to be an owner operator?
Oh, 100%,
Yeah.
yeah. Or at least have a decent stake in it, you know, like if I'd been paying someone, like maybe minimum wage would have been all right, but like if I'd been paying someone a kind of moral amount of money, like yeah, it wouldn't have worked. 2012, 2011, like specialty coffee sort of like blew up. I was living in London at that time, making coffee, and I was suddenly like, holy like this could be like a career, this could be like actually interesting, like it tastes different now, like everyone's interested in what you're doing, where it comes from. I mean, I think I taught myself like latte art off YouTube tutorials, you know, like, and then like I worked for Alchemy Coffee. That was my sort of like first big coffee job when they opened their cafe in the city. It was kind of funny, like round about the time I got that Alchemy job, it was really hard to get a coffee job, which seems mental because like how hard is it to get good staff now?
Yeah.
So like then I was like, oh, I've been basically, you know, like making high quality coffee for years and like really passionate about it, and like places like Workshop and Proof Rock were going, you know, like, and you're kind of like, all right, nice one. And then like, yeah, so like Alchemy sort of like had a bit of faith in me. So like obviously my first coffees when I opened my first shop were all gonna be Alchemy, yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Nice.
But yeah, then like, you know, I met you boys, and like people come knocking when you open a shop. So like for a while I was sort of like doing like lots of guests, a rotating menu. But that's kind of hard work, and bit boring.
There was like a phase where everyone was wanting to
Yeah,
do that, and
I know.
then it's sort of paired off, isn't it? Like I think for a while every cafe was doing like
Yeah.
rotation roasters, whatever. Like
I mean, when I went exclusive to Dark Arts, it, like just realised how much time was spent thinking about ordering coffee when I could just go,
Yeah.
that's how much I need a week, and like tweak it. Go, can I get like 2 kilos extra or 2 kilos less?
Yeah.
Like, aye. I realised the beauty of having a coffee supplier that
Yeah.
just sent you stuff
Yeah.
instead of like worrying about it too much.
But really, the reason why was because we.
Oh, it was the best. Yeah,
coffee,
yeah. This is it. You know.
If I remember correctly, you opened with the same machine that you've just put back in now.
Yeah.
And the EK.
EK, yeah.
Yeah. So what's the copy machine?
So I've got I think it's from the late 90s, Victoria Arduino Liba.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's great. It's just like a workhorse. It lasted almost 6 years without a single service or change of water filter.
Yeah.
And then I've just recently...
It makes amazing coffee though.
delicious, yeah.
Like and coupled with the EK. 43.
I'm the only person doing that as far as I'm aware. The
Yeah.
only person that's ever done that.
EK43, if you
Yeah.
want to put it up on the screen, it's a type of grinder that was originally designed as a grain
I think
it was
grinder.
like spice, wasn't it? Grain
Yeah,
Spice and
but I
grind.
think the thing about it was it went fine enough and coarse enough to do the whole coffee thing.
Yeah.
You know, so you could run espressos on it. You had enough control to like dial in an espresso, but you could also quickly knock it back to like do
Do
a
a
batch
filter.
brew or whatever. And like I got it not as some like BP statement really. It's just my shop's so small. I wanted one grinder instead of two. I definitely wanted to do filter and espresso, so
It made
So
sense.
it's cheaper to buy one
solution.
grinder
Yeah,
as well.
exactly.
Yeah. How did you deal with the static issues? Or
Never got to the bottom of that.
okay.
Just like the first few shots have probably got less coffee than the rest of them. Like let it build up a background amount of stuck coffee, I think.
So, and obviously, you know, after you started, you were very much just coffee.
Yeah.
For a while,
Yeah.
and then over time, you started playing around with
Well,
food.
for the first, I mean, I think it was even less than a year. I think it's less time than a lot of people think, but I think that first part seemed to last forever. In slightly less than a year, Dom came on board and we started doing food. So it was then like coffee and sandwiches. We've been doing like a Kim cheese toasty since day one. Still for sale. Still like outsells anything else.
It's delicious.
I mean, I think about like the 18-month mark, we opened the King's Cross spot.
That's right. I remember that one.
Yeah. Which was mad. Another thing that just kind of fell into our lap, and kind of like seemed like we were going to take over the world for a second, you know. Like,
I find it's kind of rare that sometimes a second site for places does exceptionally well.
yeah,
And you guys got your second coffee shop, and you smashed it out of the park.
yeah, it was banging. And that was funny as well because all the like everything the reputation we'd earned with the first one, like specialist coffee shop, like, you know, like we've got this like mad setup, like lever machine, EK, like doing pour overs and all this. We just didn't do any of that with the second one. We had this shitty 3-group rocket machine. It was awful, like didn't work. Like an Anthem grinder, which actually was banging. Like a couple of Technoforms and just changed we didn't have any guests. Like we were offering like big 12-ounce cups and all that. Like,
Yeah. Well, in that area, you kind of have to.
it was great. And then, but that changed how we've done everything since.
Yeah.
Because when you realise that you don't need to lecture people, you can make coffee great. People who like coffee can enjoy it, but then you're open enough that normal people can enjoy it as well. You know what I mean? Like you're not making people feel bad because they want a slightly bigger cup than you've got. You know?
But then, how long after that? Because Visions, you're involved in Visions as well,
Yeah.
right?
After Lanark King's Cross, Magnus, who was running Cream at Protein Studios, approached us, just saying that they had this, that they were wanting out, and we'd be interested in taking it. I knew the spot well. I liked it.
It's a great spot.
It seemed like such a good fit.
Yeah.
So we went in there and did
Visions.
Visions Canteen, originally called Pyrex Visions, which I thought was better.
Back to the kitchen at Pyrex Vision.
But then we changed it from a crack recipe to like a kind of like pretentious name, Visions Canteen.
So with Visions,
Yeah.
you guys became pretty well known for the sandwiches and the food and things you guys were doing.
Well, this is it. I mean, like the spot was already busy, and we kind of like took it over and like wanted to put our mark on it, and we just wanted to do like pretty honest brunch, you know, like interesting, big sandwiches, you know, like stuff with eggs. We were drawn from like the food that we like to eat, good restaurants we go to in London, trying to make it slightly cheaper, more accessible, so that people can eat it every day.
Yeah. So then, I guess that brings us to Dom Subs.
Yeah. Well, like so
Obviously, Dom's not here.
Dom's not here.
Yeah.
But yeah, Dom, long-time friend and business partner and namesake of our latest venture, Dom Subs, which is a sandwich shop.
Yeah.
So
Which we've just eaten. there's some,
we had to clear the bags away.
Yeah. I mean, if you don't already, I'm going to say it right now. Just jump online, go follow Impeccable Sandwiches on Instagram.
Yeah.
Figure out whether you're in the radius, and if you are, buy their sandwiches. They're f***ing delicious.
Yeah.
But you want to carry on.
We got kicked out of Visions. Another sublet gone wrong. They saw what we were doing, thought it was cool, thought, we'll have a crack.
And this is the protein, people.
Yeah.
Is this a you protein?
You know, like, good on them. Like, yeah, I mean, like, they could have done it better, honestly. Like, yeah, they could have just been a bit more honest with us. They've now opened a cafe.
They have?
Called Oat.
Oat?
Which is, like, very nice, clean tiles and, like...
What coffee are they
have,
using in there?
Yeah, you know what? Like, originally they were maybe going to use Stumptown or something like that. And I'm like, why? But, like... They've got like a 50p surcharge on cow's milk, which makes a flat white $3.50, which I think good on them. Like, I feel sorry for the guy working there that's going to have to repeatedly say that to people, but they were wanting to take the space back. It was an event space as well, which was always annoying for us because as we were trying to like build up busyness, now and again, short notice, we would have to close for 2 days or whatever.
Yeah, that sucks.
So they're kind of bringing it back in-house and they can do that. But yeah, so we were without a home and the pandemic hit. London suddenly became a ghost town and everywhere closed and everyone was staying indoors, but also the supermarkets that were open didn't have anything on the shelves.
That was so weird.
Yeah. Food delivery places were stretched, like Deliveroo times were like mad long and that kind of weird selection. And then we wanted to do a new thing anyway. We come up with the name Dom Subs. We had the branding, we had everything, but we wanted it to be a big sandwich shop somewhere quite busy, like around Liverpool Street, something like that. You know, like we just wanted it to be an actual progression from what we were doing, less neighbourhoody, a bit more like buzzing, get rich, whatever. You know, like, and then just all of a sudden I was like, let's do that, but let's deliver, like let's like just. Who do you know with a job at the moment? Like, let's get them 10 quid an hour on the bike, you know, like, yeah, dropping off sandwiches. And we were like, that's brilliant. We were like, is this going to be mad? Like, you know, like, we'll sell like 30 sandwiches a day, 2 guys can be making them, the other guy can be dropping them off. It'll be like, you know, it'll be cool, it'll be like a vibe. So we started working on that. We got it out downstairs underneath Lanark, just put stainless steel counters and fridges in it, and like all of a sudden we were like, oofed. This is like a pro space. This is good. You know?
Because you're also doing your own bread, aren't you?
Yeah. Yeah, we're not baking that there. We're baking that at the Laughing Heart. Big up the Laughing Heart. I owe a lot to them.
How much is that? That must make a huge difference. I mean, the bread for those sandwiches.
Price-wise, it doesn't. If I'm paying myself what I think I'd need to be paid for getting up that early, we're probably losing money per sandwich. But it doesn't work like that.
No. You've hit the perfect level of like, so it's firmness that you can eat through it really well, hardness that it keeps in the moisture.
Yep.
It's it's.
So.
That is, that's some fucking.
Brad's maybe never had a Morton's roll before, but you have. So in Scotland, there's these things called Morton rolls, and I don't know if it's like marketing, but the kind of coveted ones are the well-fired ones, which is basically burnt. Yeah. And all three of us own Dom Subs are Scottish, so when we were baking our own bread, obviously it's been well-fired, right? So it's like that, like extra couple of minutes in a hot oven just to like get it from like dark brown to like kind of light black. Yeah. Like, and that's it, you know, like we've like in Scotland we know that that's the best way to eat food. It's like, yeah, we've had soggy rolls that have kept their shape and crisp and all that because it's well fired, you know. It's like it's the way it should be, but
Yeah, I think because you can't put that much moisture in a sandwich without it.
Yeah, I mean,
and
this is it.
it's the amount of moisture you put in that sandwich that makes it.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
sandwich.
100%. Yeah. I started the hype machine. Got Impeccable sandwiches because for various reasons at Dom Subs wasn't available on Instagram. Don't go on that Instagram. Impeccable sandwiches. Follow the links to the Instagram. That's the safe for work way to get.
We'll put a link in the description.
We started the hype machine. Announced it on the Visions Instagram. Announced it on the Lanark one. In like a couple of days, had a few thousand followers. We were like, oh.
That's
And
pretty
then
good.
we were wanting to do everything in-house. We didn't want to go through Deliveroo for various reasons. Like they take a lot of your money.
How much do they take? It's huge, isn't it?
30% or something like that. You know? Yeah, yeah. But I mean, you've got that reach and all this. Everything they say to you, Actually, we were getting our own website done. Took a long time, which just got this hype going. It was like. If we consulted someone how are we going to make this brand pop when we launch, they probably would have told us to do exactly what we did. Yeah. But it was just through, I don't know anything about websites, you know what I mean? It takes a long time. And then, we launched and it was just we needed more riders like that. We needed more bread like that. Sold out in the first 2 days, double the amount we were doing, sold out. Double the amount we're doing. That's us at our sort of level now, But I mean, it's been good. I think everyone appreciates that we're charging a fair price for these big, heavy sandwiches. We're keeping guys in work. It's kind of the opposite of a Deliveroo.
It's worth it. It's a great sandwich. Yeah.
Aye. There you go.
So obviously it's going really well at the minute with the subs.
Yeah.
Is this so? With the pandemic, is obviously keeping things pretty, tight in regards to what you can do. Have you got plans to now take this and do it?
I think because our sort of business it was forged in a pandemic. We kind of know how to operate in a worst case scenario. Which is cool. So we're looking to expand the delivery by getting some micro sites, like a shop smaller than Lanark that we can just deliver sandwiches from. That if everything gets back to normal, people will be able to come and buy a sandwich from. But if it doesn't,
you can deliver
then
it from.
You know what I mean? Because I don't know. It doesn't seem like there's going to be a second lockdown currently. I mean, by the time this airs,
There is a couple of different, realities that just happened, and for some people, they got very busy and they were trying to, obviously like yourself, adapt, and some people adapted exceptionally well, and I think you guys are definitely one of them. That it seemed like the pandemic and everything that happened kind of brought out the best of your business and of your guys' work ethic and in your creativity.
We've always been hustlers, and we've always been so small that we can change what we do on a dime. I mean, with every reinvention of Lanark, and there's been a few, it's always happened overnight.
Yeah.
And it's just happened 4 hours. We sort of got the place and put some paint up, and then open the next day as a new thing. With a new menu and a new way of operating, but because it's 2 of us working there and we both own it, it's we understand what to do,
Nice one. Well, if you haven't already, obviously give these guys a follow. Impeccable Sandwiches on Instagram.
Yeah, Lanark Coffee on Instagram.
The website is impeccablesandwich.com.co.uk.
Don't know.
Find it through their Instagram link.
Link in bio.
How far does your delivery go at the minute?
Most of the E postcodes. Yeah. A couple of the N. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, sort of like a 2-mile radius from Hackney Road would be a good bet.
Yeah.
We're looking to extend that west and east ASAP. If you've got a tiny space that you want to rent me, holler at me.
Well, look, obviously, thank you for coming down.
Thanks for having me.
Thank all you guys for tuning in and getting to the end of the video. If you did,
All that stuff.
like, comment, subscribe, share it with your friends, and bye. Dom subs. Thank you guys.
Bye.
Bye.